We're back with the Reverend Al Sharpton and author Christopher Hitchens in Hardball Plaza. It seems to me that you gentlemen may agree on something about God and religion and war, and that is that politicians use God for their own profane purposes.
I agree with that. I think that that is true. And I think that people should not confuse God with those that represent him or misrepresent him. And that's my only, my main disagreement with Mr. Hitchens in his book, God is Not Great. I've read it. It's well written, but I think that the premise is something I disagree with. God should not be confused with those that misrepresent him.
Since the time of Constantine in Hoc Signo Vincis, wars have been fought in the name of God. Is that why religion is bad, because it's been used by bad leaders?
Well, if it is true, and that was the premise of your first question too, then we make it easy for them by saying that we want to be told about faith, that we want to have a supernatural dictatorship, that we think that faith is to be revered rather than suspected. So if we are exploited, and if politicians exploit it, it's because we've asked for it. The thing is to get over that, outgrow the myth that the universe cares about us, that it was designed with us in mind, that it's all about you and me. It's not. Look at the beauties of science instead. Think about the consolations of philosophy, the glories of literature. Get a life. Get off your knees and stop groveling and stop wailing.
Well, the question for all of us is, when you ask a person to give their life for their country and to at least risk it in a very treacherous situation, a very dangerous situation like the war front, how do you do that without religion, Reverend?
I don't think you necessarily need religion, but you do need a belief in something more than just nice literature and science and philosophy. And I think that there's a purpose in life, and I think that connecting to that purpose is how people connect to God. Some need denominations, some don't. And I think that even in the highest levels of science, to me it only confirms what we don't know, and that there had to be a superior being that orchestrated all of this. I am not against science. I think science proves there's a God.
You better not be.
Not disproves.
Do you have a religious objection, Christopher? We're almost done here. I'm sorry. Do you have a religious objection to anyone running for president right now? Objection to anyone's religious beliefs who's among the candidates? Anyone?
Not just for that reason, no. Your question, though,
No. Do you have a problem with Mitt Romney, for example?
Well, I have a problem with the racist cult organization of which he used to be a member. Yes, I want to hear him.
Would you hold that against him in voting for him or against him?
Certainly, of course I would. Yeah, I want to hear him give a clear answer. He hasn't yet, nor have you guys asked him. Your initial question, I don't want to be accused of ducking it. It's about to be the 4th of July. Your question insults all the brave Americans who fought for a secular constitution that separated church.
Because I ask questions, and they don't insult anyone.
The assumption is that without the belief in God, they wouldn't have fought. This is not true of Thomas Paine.
Only God can figure out my assumptions.
It's not true of the. It's not true of those. It's not true.
If there is no God, you must not be God, right? So you can't tell.
Are you asking me or telling me?
No, you told me you knew my assumptions. I asked an open question.
The assumption was,
which is, how do you ask a person to give up their life if there's nothing else?
Well, I'm the peacemaker here. You are not God. And I believe in God.
The assumption was, how would people fight for their country without God? The answer is the American revolutionists who set up the first and only republic that separates church from state. I say, Mr. Jefferson, build up that wall. Happy 4th of July.
It separates us from a specific religion. Anyway, thank you very much to Reverend Al Sharpton and Christopher Hitchens, author of God is Not Great. For more on Hardball, my interview with actor Bruce Willis. See you then.